Oh my god. I mean, it's just why you love football. It's once again, like I say every single game, another abhorrent performance. Not to the point where I was bawling my eyes out, it was that bad, but really just not up to scratch once again. And then you get a Portuguese Magnifico, the captain of this great football club, just coming out of nowhere, producing a moment, and that's why I love football. Deserved 1 point, didn't deserve 3. Fulham had more shots than us, and for a lot of the game, played us off the park. That low block we just could not break down. And Bruno, out of nowhere, outside the box, so similar to the Sheffield United game, produces a moment. If we didn't win this game, the title would be VAR robbed us, because VAR did rob us of that first Scott McTominay goal. We shouldn't have needed a late winner. That was not offside, and what the actual hell is a subjective offside? What, the referee decides if Maguire was involved or not? It's not subjective, it's a fact he wasn't. It was an Eriksen free kick to a wide open Garnacho who squares it to McTominay. They're all onside. That's a goal. I don't get what a subjective offside is. Apart from that, Bruno produces the moment. Pellistri, big sub. Anthony, woeful again. I've got no hope for him. I think he's absolutely trash, and he's the only United player that I think is just straight trash in our team. I just don't rate him, and I don't usually just do that with United players. I just don't rate him. I've got no hope for him. Let's get into these. Onana. It's got to be a 7. Really, really big performance. I think one thing he could work on is Fulham weren't pressing, yet we were still playing the ball long. It must be a Ten Hag instruction, because I know he was saying throughout the week in this presser, Ten Hag, that he wants us to play out from the back, but just with Maguire and Evans, it's really hard to do so, and surely Ten Hag didn't tell Onana to do that. Apart from that, a few massive saves that kept us in the game, and a really, really big performance from Andre Onana. Wan-Bissaka, he probably gets a 5 from me. Wow. Interesting. I love Wan-Bissaka, one of my favourite players. But I really just didn't think he looked very sharp. I thought he made one world-class tackle in midfield. But going forward, didn't think he looked sharp. Like, even when he's not amazing going forward, at least he looks decent on the ball. He just didn't look up to it. He just going to keep on starting. He's coming back from injury. He'll be fine, Aaron. Just a bit of a subpar performance, but he kept a clean sheet, I guess, which probably means I've got to up it to a 6. Maguire, I'm going to give a 6.5, spot on, really, really good, but it's a game that suits him. Like, I thought he was terrible against Man City and Newcastle, because they're two games that just didn't suit him. It was quick, it was at the ground level, and he was just all over the place. But in a game like this, where it's physical, it's aerial, and he needs to get his hands dirty, Maguire did the job that we needed him to do. He was a perfect sort of centre-back for this game. Evans, straight 6, kept a clean sheet, and I think that's the only reason he's getting a 6, because on the ball in the first half, he was absolutely abhorrent, really, really bad, playing out from the back and almost cost us a few goals. Johnny just needs to have a bit more composure on the ball. Dallo, 7. What actually are people watching? What are people watching to give Dallo a 5.6? Are we watching the same game? I'm really concerned we're not. Dallo, a 5.6. He was so good at left back today. Terrible game against Newcastle, abhorrent laziness, but he's one of my favourite players, and he's really, really bounced back. Lots of energy defensively, decent going forward in his non-preferred position, and I actually think he was probably our second best player today behind Bruno. And Bruno's only our best player because he found the winner. Scott, probably a 5. I thought he was actually okay. He did okay defensively, but he's just all over the place. He doesn't know what his position is. Christian Eriksen, I'm going to give probably a straight 5 as well. I can probably back a 4.5, honestly. Passing was terrible. Physicality, not there. There's just really nothing that Christian Eriksen brought to the game. He's just more of a bench impact player. He actually scored at Fulham last year, but couldn't do that today. Bruno Fernandes, 7, wins the... I don't get how that's a 6.4. May have not had the best game, but he's got to get the 5 votes on the Player of the Year votes, because he's won us the game. We would be having a completely different conversation if he wasn't here. Bruno Fernandes, 7 votes. 7 out of 10, man of the match. Anthony, 3, get out. I've just had enough of Anthony. His body language stinks. His football stinks. I just really don't like him. Garnacho, tough day for Garnacho. Don't think he was at his best. Probably a 5.5. Rasmus, again, probably a 5.5. Could have gone in bad positions at times. Hold-up play wasn't the best, but he's 20 years old. Like, it's still so much there. Facundo, 7, off the bench, got an assist, had a right-footed right winger. Facundo's clear of Anthony. Yeah, he was the game-winning assist. He has to get a 7. Mason Mount, probably 6, didn't notice him. Martial, 6. Varane, 6. Ten Hag. Right substitutions. I thought they were all right substitutions. Team selection, I'd probably say was right, apart from Anthony. Look, I thought he dropped a few big players today. Rashford was obviously injured, which held his one hand behind his back playing Garnacho. I'd give him a 6 because we got the win, but nothing higher than that. I hear music. Sorry, I just got distracted for a sec. Submit my vote. Who's going to be? Bruno. Bruno had one of the lower play ratings here, and gets man of the match. Maguire had a higher play rating than him, as did Onana, and they didn't get man of the match. There you go. Bruno Fernandes, man of the match. Game winner. Portuguese Magnifico. Our captain. I'll see you all next time. Cheers. Bruno. I'm never doing that again. Actually, before we leave, so you don't have to end on that insanely cringeworthy note, let's take a look at the Player of the Year votes. Here are the game votes. Fulham United, it's 5 votes to Bruno, our game winner. Diogo Dalot picks up another 4 votes. I thought he put in a great shift at left back today. Onana came up big in goal. He gets the 3. Palistri gets his 3rd votes of the season. He gets 2 votes as he provided a game-winning assist off the bench. And Maguire, I thought had a really solid performance at centre-back. He's got 12 votes for the season. He gets the 1 vote. On the leaderboard, Dalot leads with 29. Onana second in 27 with 27. Casemiro didn't play today, but there's now a 6-vote gap in between second and third. Casemiro's on 21. And Casemiro's actually going to be out for a long time, so I'm not sure how long he'll hold on to that 3rd place position. Bruno Fernandes in 4th with 20, and Christian Eriksen actually in 5th with 17. Just shows the lack of quality in the squad if we've got guys like Eriksen and Onana in the top 5. Even Casemiro and Bruno, who haven't had the best seasons. We really need the squad to come up bigger. Must-win game against Copenhagen in the Champions League on Thursday morning. And then next weekend, we have Luton in the Prem. 2 games we have to win, and 2 games I hope we win. Copenhagen's going to be really tough. I'll see you all next time. Cheers. Up the Reds.